Do you want to know about an absolute hidden gem of a community in Montgomery County, Pennsylvania? And when I say that, I'm talking about a place that has excellent school districts within the community. It's a place that has retail shopping, small shops, stores, large retail chains right next to you. It's within a very easy commute to all the major business centers within the area. It has great outdoor recreation, whether you're an adult or you're a child. There's just tons to do outside. And the neighborhoods are not only beautiful, but have just welcoming, warm neighbors. In this case, I'm talking about Schwenksville, Pennsylvania area, not just the borough of Schwenksville itself, but the area surrounding it. And in this video, I'm going to dive into that for you and show you why this just might be the place that you're looking for. So as I mentioned in this video, I'm talking about the Schwenksville area in Montgomery County. Now, this is an area, if we take a look at the map, that's located about 30 miles northwest of Center City, Philadelphia. So about 30 miles if you're going to commute into the city for work. You're also 15 miles from King of Prussia. So think the King of Prussia Mall and all the businesses in that area. You're 15 miles. You're 12 miles from Pottstown or Valley Forge Park, obviously in different directions, but only about 12 miles. So it takes you about 15 minutes, 20 minutes to get to either of the two. You are also going to be 5 miles from Collegeville, another very large center for business and for shopping. And if you like to go to New Jersey beaches in the summers to enjoy the shore, you're about 2 hours from the shore. Now, if you like hitting the slopes in the winter, you're also about 1 to 1.5 hours from the Pocono Mountains and all of the resorts up there. But if you want to ski close to home and you want to make a quick trip of it, there's Spring Mountain, which is located just 3 miles from Schwenksville Borough. So you have some skiing real close. So now Schwenksville Borough itself is very small. It doesn't quite have the main street that people typically look for in a small town. It's walkable. There is some parking behind the community center. You can walk it, but it's still being built up. It's still being developed into the area that you want to go to for all of the shopping. But only 3 miles away is Skipback, Pennsylvania. It's about 3 to 5 miles, depending on where you are within Schwenksville. That's Skipback. And Skipback has an amazing walkable main street. This area has amazing restaurants, small shops, and it has ongoing community events and fairs throughout the year. It's often a very, very bustling center of laid-back people out there to have a good time, spend a little bit of money, get some great food, some good drinks, and hang out with family and friends. It's also about 5 miles from Collegeville, which has its own shopping, highlighted by the Providence Town Center. This is where you'll find not only large grocery stores like Wegmans, but you'll also find Best Buy and things like Old Navy. But there's also sporting goods, there's a pet store, and there's a movie tavern in there, which is a great way to watch a movie in really comfortable seats. You can eat, you can have drinks while you're watching. There's a variety of restaurants in there, boutique shops, and as I mentioned, national large chain retail stores. So let's talk about the school districts really quick. Now for the majority of the Schwenksville area, it will be covered by the Perkiomen Valley School District. And the Perkiomen Valley School District is excellent. If we take a look at niche.com, it's ranked number 7 in Montgomery County, and it has an A rating. A smaller portion of the Schwenksville area is also covered by the Spring Ford School District, which has an A+ rating according to niche.com and ranks 19th in the entire state. So excellent schools, whether you're in Perk Valley or you're over at Spring Ford, they're excellent schools with some great sporting programs and a lot of community involvement. So let's take a look at niche.com. Let's see what it says about Perkiomen School District. You can see A+ in academics and teachers. That's the 2 most important things in my book, and that's actually why my children went to Perkiomen Valley School District. A- on the clubs and activities and sports, a B- on resources and facilities, and part of that is because this area does not have the huge tax base from businesses that neighboring areas like Springford have with the pharmaceutical companies and the large shopping districts. Has a C+ on diversity, A for college prep, A for administration, and an A- for food. So there's a little room for improvement on the food according to the students. Now let's jump over to Spring Ford School District, which is again right next to us, 19th in best school districts in Pennsylvania, has an A+ for academics, an A for teachers, an A+ for clubs and activities and sports. It's a much larger school district, has a lot more resources where it comes in at a B+. Diversity is a B, college prep is an A+. administration, and food are coming in at an A. So either of these school districts for those living in the Schwenksville area are going to be amazing school districts for the kids. And I will tell you, there is an outstanding rivalry in sports between the two schools. Just wait till you see the football games and the soccer games and the lacrosse games. It's just amazing. So I've already talked about the shopping and the restaurants in the area a little bit, but there's more to cover. And I want to stay in the immediate Schwenksville area and let you know what's really tight to the borough. And for this, you can take a look at the Duck Inn. The Duck Inn is a great local pub. It's right on the waterfront on the Perkiomen Creek. This is a local hangout for adults that want to go out and just enjoy some post-game camaraderie after high school football games. They like to gather and watch the NFL on Sundays, or they just head out with family and friends for a bite to eat and a few drinks close to home. And it's a really picturesque area. Like I said, it's literally overhanging the Perkiomen Creek. It's outstanding. We also have Snoozy's Cafe right in the borough, and this serves really great breakfast and lunch foods. This is actually the coolest part of it is that it occupies the old Schwenksville railway station that was built along the Perkiomen Creek. So it's been converted into multiple different restaurants, and now, and for many years, it's been Snoozy's Cafe. You'll often see that as a very busy place on the weekends for people going out to have some brunch. Now, if you go a little bit further up the road, you get to Moshe's train stop. So the same theme right along the old railway tracks that used to go through the area is Moshe's. And Moshe's is a locally owned pillar of the community. It has outstanding food, and you guessed it, it's right next to the Perkiomen Creek. There are other places that are great for food and drinks right in this area, but these three are personally my favorites. Now let's jump into recreation. And for this area, it's a lot about the outdoors. So let's start with the youth sports. And with all the open land that we have in this area, it should not be a surprise to anyone that youth sports are very popular. And to start off, let's talk about youth soccer. So we have Westmont United. That's an outstanding soccer club. It spans the entire area. You will see many of the teams are being comprised of those people that go to Perkiomen Valley School District and Springford District, and they come together and they play on the same teams there in the same leagues. It's just a few miles from the center of Schwenksville, and it fields teams from all age groups and all abilities. So there's rec leagues all the way from the little tiny guys all the way up to the adult leagues. And there's also travel and premier level teams for the kids that regularly rank highly in national rankings. So it's an outstanding club with a lot of outstanding players and a lot of great coaches for the kids. Then for baseball, there's Central Perkiomen. So like Westmont, this league really covers every age and ability level, and it has outstanding facilities, and it's located right on the borough border, so it's right in the middle of everything. Now, these are the only two that I'm highlighting right now, but there's also local lacrosse, football, volleyball, and many other leagues to join, golf, everything. So you have everything really close to you. So if you want to play sports or your kids want to play sports, they're covered not only in the schools, but also in these rec leagues and these travel and premier teams. But the real prize of the outdoor recreation in this area, in the Schwenksville area, has to be the parks, the open spaces, and the trails. And the Perkiomen Trail is a rail-to-trail network that really has some of the most amazing views right in the heart of Schwenksville. It generally follows that Perkiomen Creek, and this trail is outstanding for biking, for walking, and running. If you want a challenging hill to tackle, you can try the one right next to Spring Mountain. That's a really tough one if you want to run that, you want to ride that, or there's also a hill going up into the skipback branch of the trail. If you want to go over walking bridges and just see some great views, they're all throughout the trail, all up and down the trail, and most of it is paved. The other parts are cinder, so it is a well-maintained trail. There is a patrol of rangers throughout the entire trail system, and it's something that really gets a lot of traffic of people on it during the weekends and in the evenings. You can get on the trail at Central Perkiomen Park and walk south to see some nice bridges, or you can get on right across from the high school and walk north, and there's two really great bridges right there to see. And if you're really inspired, you can take the trail all the way from Schwenksville up to Green Lane, or even all the way down to Philadelphia. It does connect all the way down to Philadelphia, but that's a hike, that's a haul, and I wouldn't advise doing it unless you're really sure you want to cover that distance. Like I mentioned, about 30 miles from Philadelphia. Now let's take a bit of a drive through some of the neighborhoods that are within the Schwenksville area, and we're going to start with this one. This one is actually going to be within the Springford School District. So as I mentioned, most of the area is within Perkiomen Valley. This section right here, this neighborhood is within the Springford School District. As I mentioned earlier, outstanding district. And these houses in here are generally speaking between 4 and 5 bedroom, 2.5 to 3.5 baths. And recently on the market, they've been going anywhere from the mid 600s to the low 700s. So there's a lot of variety in there, some beautiful houses with some land around them. So they have some property, some nice yards, and you're looking here in the mid 6s to low 7s. Now, a lot of these neighborhoods in the area have both a combination of both the townhomes and the single-family detached houses within the same neighborhoods. In this case, in the townhome section of this particular neighborhood, you can see these townhomes. These recently have been selling in the 300s. So we have another price range represented here with the townhomes in the $300,000 range. Now here's the other part of that same neighborhood. So these are the single-family homes that are in the same neighborhood as those townhouses I just previously showed. We have two different options in here typically as far as beds and baths. You have the 3-bedroom, 2.5 bath, and the 4-bedroom, 2.5 bath. The 3-bedroom, 2.5 bath are typically going to be in the upper 4s to low 5s, whereas the 4-bedroom, 2.5 bath are going to be in the low 5s to the upper 5s. Another Perkiomen Valley School District neighborhood. This one's a beautiful one. These homes are generally going to be in the $700,000 range to just under $800,000. So beautiful properties with a lot of land around them, very close to the schools, very close to everything in Perkiomen Valley School District. And one final neighborhood to show you, just to give you an example. This neighborhood right here is going to have houses that are typically 4-bedroom, 2.5 or 3.5 bath. And the recent prices on these have been all over the place, but they're generally speaking going to be around the low 600s through the low 700s. So these are nice properties. You can see plenty of land and property around them. A lot of these homes have pools. It's just a beautiful area also within Perkiomen Valley School District. So this area is generally speaking going to be upper 6s and through the 7s. So there you have it. That's the Schwenksville area in Montgomery County, Pennsylvania. And it just might be one of the best places to move to, in my opinion. Now, I am a little bit biased. Not only do I work in this area, but I also live in the Schwenksville area. As I mentioned earlier in the video, my kids went to Perkiomen Valley School District, and they're both out and in college and out of college at this point. So I've been here quite a while, and it's just a wonderful area. Great outdoor activities. The Perkiomen Trail is just outstanding for getting out there and getting some exercise, getting into nature while still being close to everything you need for shopping and for going to work, for business, for travel, for vacations. You can hit the Jersey Shore in just about 2 hours. So if you want more information on this area, if you want to take a look at buying or selling or renting in the area, please don't hesitate to reach out to me. I can be reached at the contact information on the screen, and I'll catch you in the next one.